Good afternoon, students. I welcome you. What we are talking life processes student. Last time I have discussed with you what is nutrition. The living organisms need food and there are different methods by which they take food student and we have told you last time autotrophic nutrition. Just to give a recap and revision, we told you autotrophic nutrition is a process in which organisms produce their food from simple inorganic materials. What are the inorganic materials available, student? Water, carbon dioxide, mineral salts, and sunlight. You know, plants, all the green plants, how they are making their food by the process which you know, photosynthesis. So the plants are autotrophic, have a autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self-nutrition, self-nutrition student. Carbon dioxide, reacts with water and chlorophyll is there. Then we have explained to you that how each process is important. What is the role of chlorophyll? We have shown you last time the absorption of light energy by chlorophyll is a one step which takes place, conversion of light energy into chemical energy second, and reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. The sugar which is produced, starch which is produced in the plant student, is a chemical reaction which takes place, which is a reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. And we shown you these steps may not take place one after the other immediately, because desert plants take up carbon dioxide at night and prepare intermediate which is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. We discussed this in the previous lecture and we have done experiments also in the last lecture to show that how chlorophyll is necessary for absorption of light energy, how carbon dioxide is required, and we have shown you how light energy is required for the process of photosynthesis. So we performed experiments, activities to demonstrate all this. And what we have done, we have used a starch iodine test, students. What we used, we have used as iodine test in order to test the presence of starch, because it gives a blue color. Iodine solution gives a blue color with starch, students. So far we have talked about autotrophs meet their energy requirements, but they also need raw materials for building their body. Autotrophs, they are building their body also. Plants, you when we discussed about the green plants, students, we have seen that energy is one requirement, and where which we said is they are making, what they are making, starch. They are making starch by the process of photosynthesis, and for that you have seen carbon dioxide gas is required, water is required, sunlight is required, and chlorophyll is the pigment which absorbs sunlight. Beside this, student, there is also other raw materials. Raw materials are required, raw materials are required for making up the body. Whatever body they have, student, they will need raw materials. So water is used in photosynthesis, and this is coming from soil. What is coming from soil? Water is coming from soil, student, from the roots of the terrestrial plants. And there is other material also which is needed. You water the plants. Do you water the plants or not? So you are giving water you are giving to the soil, students. So what is happening from the roots? This water is reaching the body of the plants. Then there are other elements, student. Nitrogen is essential, student, element which is used in the synthesis of proteins and other compound. So where it is coming, there are inorganic nitrates, students, or nitrites. In the ninth class, student, we have studied the nitrogen cycle. Tell me, did you study nitrogen cycle in ninth class science? Yes or no? Tell me, did you study nitrogen cycle in ninth class, students? So you have seen how, what is a nitrogen cycle, how it works. So there is a nitrates and nitrites, or it is taken from the organic compounds which are prepared by the bacteria from the atmospheric nitrogen. So you have seen how the nitrogen is fixed in the atmosphere. There is a nitrogen cycle, and therefore, students, these autotrophs autotrophs which we are talking are green plants. What I said, green plants, they are preparing their food and getting all the raw materials from the soil, from the atmosphere, from the sun energy, and therefore they you can see that they are able to make their own food, what we call as autotrophs. So we are sure about autotroph students. Next, let us see other modes of nutrition. What is heterotrophic nutrition, students? Heterotrophic is a mode of nutrition in which organisms depend upon other organisms for food to survive. That means you will depend upon other organisms. We are saying other organisms for food to survive. They can't make their own food. Heterotrophic, they can't make their own food, student. They cannot make their own food. Tell me, can you prepare your own food in the body? Can you? Can you prepare your food?
No, sir.
So where you will take this food from? You will take food from outside. From where? Green plants, trees, and all that which you are growing. Agriculture, agriculture, or those who are eating non-veg meat, they are surviving from eating other animals. But we cannot prepare our food, students. So heterotrophic nutrition, we are in the category of heterotrophic nutrition. So in order to survive, we will need and depend on organisms, other organisms for our food. So we can't make our food, they can't make their own food like green plant, student. Heterotrophic organisms have to take in all organic substances which they need to survive. Now you are aware that you need, but when I say you need food, what it means, student? What do you mean by food to survive? We need food to survive. In this food, there are some organic substances also. What are the organic substances? For example, you have carbohydrates, you have fats, you have seen proteins. They are complex organic compounds. These are complex molecules which we all need, student. Our body needs proteins, protein X, fats. You are taking desi ghee. You are taking carbohydrates, glucose. A lot of sugar is going inside your body, student. So these are what are these, student? They are organic substances. And beside this, you also need what you know today: vitamins, minerals. There are iron. You are saying inside your body you have iron, you have zinc. I mean, so many things you need. You are taking salt, sodium, magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen. All this is there inside your body, student. So in order to survive, we will need all this, but we cannot manufacture this in our body. We are taking it from others, autotrophs, plants, trees, animals which are living. From them we are getting these. From other organism, where we get from other organisms, students. Examples of heterotrophs include animals, fungi, bacteria. There are 4 different types of heterotrophs which include herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and decomposers. Herbivores, carnivores, omnivores exhibit hologic type of heterotrophic nutrition. Parasites are also there. Ticks, saprophytes, mushrooms, holozoic. Holozoic, we are humans and dogs. All these are the different types of heterotrophs which we are aware, which we will study in the lecture in the coming topics. Now the question is, the how do organisms obtain their nutrition? How will we obtain the nutrition, student? Different organisms. Of course, we are talking about that green plants are autotrophs. They are preparing their food from inorganic materials by the process of photosynthesis. The water you are giving, the soil is giving them nitrogen and phosphorus, other things they need. The food, the way it is obtained differ. The digestive system is different in various organisms. This is important points. What we are saying, you have a digestive system. Do you have a digestive system? We will study. There is a digestive system, student, in organisms. What is the function of digestive system? To digest the food which organisms are eating. The digestive system is different in different organisms. All the organisms do not have same digestive system. We are human beings, our digestive system is same, but what about the digestive system of other animals? That is different. Tell me, can you eat grass? Can you eat grass?
No.
But cow can eat grass. Why? If I eat grass, it will not be digested. My digestive system does not have enzymes to digest the grass, students. But cow can digest the grass. You have seen. You have seen elephants, what they are eating. So what we want to say, different organisms have different digestive system. Is it true? Different organisms, do they have same digestive system? Tell me, or different?
So different.
Different digestive system. Those meat eater animals, their digestive system is different. So but as the complexity of the organism increases, student, different parts becomes in single celled organism. What is the example of single celled organism, student? We studied in 9th class. Single cell organism, which was it? Amoeba. What we say? Amoeba is single celled organism. It has only single cell.
Yes, sir.
This takes in food using temporary finger-like extensions. You can see that this is amoeba, this is the nucleus, this is the food, this is the food, students. And what is we are saying? There are finger-like extensions at the cell surface, like fingers. You can see fingers, cell surface, student, which fuse over the food particle. This is the food particle is fused, student. Fuse, forming a food vacuole, and they form a food vacuole, food particle, food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, complex substances are broken down into the simpler ones. So what will happen? The complex substances will be broken into simpler ones by this. And what will be then happen, student? This is the example of this. The remaining, what will happen inside vacuole, complex substances are broken down into simpler ones, which then diffuse into cytoplasm. What will happen then? They will diffuse into cytoplasm, student. Cytoplasm. The remaining undigested material, what will happen to the remaining undigested material? Always there is some undigested material that will be left, student, is moved to the surface of the cell, is moved to the surface of the cell, students, and thrown out, and thrown out, thrown out. So in Paramoxium, which is a unicellular organism, cell has definite shape and food is taken at a specific spot Food is moved in the spot by the movement of cilia, which cover the entire surface of the cell. So this is the story when we talk of amoeba, student. So this is a single celled organism, single celled organism. Another one which I said, the name is Paramocitium, Moecium, student. This is a unicellular organism. Unicellular organism. The cell has a definite shape. Cell has a definite shape, student. And what will happen? The food is taken at a specific spot. Food is taken at a specific spot, student. Food is moved to the spot, to this spot by movement of cilia. So food is moved by the movement of, we studied something about this in the 9th class science book, cilia, which cover the entire surface of the cell, which cover entire surface of the cell. So you will note down all these points, students. They are important. They are important, student. Note down everything. Have you noted? Then we
Yes,
will,
sir.
okay. We are coming to very important point, student, here. Nutrition in human beings. This is important that we are human being, students. And how do we take food? How our food is digested, student? So what is the process of nutrition? The process of nutrition takes place through an alimentary canal, which is a long tube extending from mouth to the anus. Important, student, important. And what we are talking is alimentary canal. Alimentary canal, students. So it is extending from the mouth to the anus. The tube has got, this is a picture, student, can you see it? This you can see a long tube, student. Long tube. You have a long tube, students. And students, long tube. So what is this called? What is this? Alimentary canal, student. The tube has different parts and various regions are specialized to perform different functions. And what happens to the food, student, when it enters the body? How the food is entering into it? See, this is your tongue, mouth, buccal cavity, student. This is your mouth buccal cavity. This is called esophagus. And here you have diaphragm, student. Gallbladder. Which is gallbladder? This one. This is a gallbladder, student. It stores bile. What is the function of bile? We will see that. Stomach. This is your stomach. Stomach. You see, the food is entering here. Liver, pancreas, and that is a pipe which is still going on, student. Small intestine. Can see small intestine as shown here. Appendix, and this is the anus, exit of the excretion. Alimentary, what canal I am talking, student? Alimentary canal. Can you see that? Alimentary canal. Mouth, it contains mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. There is a large one and small intestine. You can see that. ठीक है? You know that your mouth contains saliva. You know, inside the mouth, what you have? Saliva. Some water is there already in the tongue. You can see that. Activity, some activity is being done, student, here. Or some experiment, I can say. Take 1 milliliter, what he says, take 1 milliliter of starch solution, 1% in 2 test tubes. You have 2 test tubes, students. Test tube A. And you have test tube B, student. ठीक है? Take 1 milliliter of starch solution. What you have? 1 milliliter starch solution, student. Starch solution. ठीक है? Now add few drops of dilute iodine solution to the test tubes. Dilute iodine solution. How much drops? Few drops. Add few drops of dilute iodine solution to test tube. Here also you add few drops of iodine solution. ठीक है? In ठीक है? Add 1 milliliter of saliva to test tube A. This has also 1 milliliter of saliva. Test tube A. ठीक है, saliva is there. What does, in which test tube do you observe a color change? What does this indicate about the presence or absence of starch in the two test tubes? What does this tell us about the action of saliva on starch? Tell me what will happen. Can you tell me, students, what observation will be done? This contains saliva. This does not contain saliva. 1 milliliter saliva is present here. This is 1 milliliter saliva. There is no saliva in this test tube. Can you tell me what will happen? Color change. Which test tube do you observe a color change, A or B? First question. Which test tube color will change? Tell me, what do you think? Will the color change in test tube A or B or in both? What is your answer, students? Do you know or you don't know? Tell me. This test tube, it has got what is present in this student. You have seen starch, iodine test. What happens, students? You are getting a blue color.
So test tube A will change color.
A will change color or B will change color. What is in B? In B you have, there is no saliva here. Iodine and starch. You know, iodine starch test we have done earlier also.
Yes, sir.
Starch solution, student, reacts with iodine to give blue color. This has starch. In this case, what you have done, you have starch plus saliva. What happens? You are eating starch and your tongue has got saliva. Saliva will react with starch. When saliva will react with starch, what will happen, student? The starch is no longer there. It is converted into, starch is converted into sugar, students. Therefore, there will be no color change. Okay? There will be no color change in test tube A. No color change in test tube A, students, and color will change in test tube
So
B,
B.
because it has a starch. That means, student, whatever we are eating, the tongue plays this, the saliva plays very important role. If you are not chewing the food well, just putting the food without chewing it, you know what they say? Eat your food slowly. Did they say that? That food should be chewed well. When it becomes watery, then it should go inside your body. Why? Because the food contains starch, student, and your saliva will convert starch Starch is a complex molecule. It has to be chewed and broken into more simple molecules, students. So saliva is very important, that chew your food well, and watery, when it becomes watery, then let it go. Students, the mouth has teeth and tongue. Salivary glands are also present in the mouth. The tongue has gastry receptors which perceive the sense of taste. You know, you have a sense of taste. Tell me, how do you get a sense of taste? There are gustatory receptors which receive sense of taste. Tongue helps in turning over the foods so that saliva can be properly mixed in it. Teeth helps in breaking down the food into smaller particles so that swelling of food becomes easier. So your mouth is important. First thing, the food you are eating is complex. It should be broken down into simpler particles mixed with saliva. Starch is converted into simpler molecules, sugar molecules, by the saliva, the water which is present in your tongue. You have seen in the news, they are saying people who are suffering from corona, they will lose the taste. Did they say that? They will not find any taste in the food, loss of taste. So because there is a perceived sense, the tongue has got receptors which perceive the taste. All right, this is the first thing which we get, student. What we are saying, we eat various types of food which has to pass through the same digestive tract. The food has to be processed to generate particles which are small and of the same texture. So this is achieved by crushing the food with our teeth. What the teeth does? What your teeth is doing? Crush the food. Those who do not have teeth, you know what will happen? There will be problem of crushing the food. I have less teeth, for example, supposing, then I will need to put teeth, you see, or I cannot crush the food. It will be difficult to digest the food, student. So the food is crushed by the teeth. Lining of the canal is soft. The food is also wetted. Food is also wetted, student. गीला पानी जो है अंदर, to make a smooth passage. So when we eat something, we like our mouth waters. This is not the, this actually not only water but a fluid called saliva excreted by salivary glands. Where the saliva is coming from? This is not pure water which you think it's water. It is coming from, students, salivary glands. Secrete saliva. देखो salivary gland, there are salivary glands in that. Parotid gland, this is submendicular glands, this three main paired salivary glands. These are the three main paired salivary glands, student, which are present in the mouth. So a fluid is secreted. Fluid is secreted. But fluid called saliva is secreted by salivary glands. Salivary glands. Salivary glands, student, secretes saliva. Saliva makes the food simply, makes it easy to swallow. Makes it easy to swallow, student. Swallow the food. Saliva also contain enzyme salivary amylase or ptyalin. Salivary amylase digests starch and converts it into sucrose or maltose. Important point. You have a starch. You are eating starch. What will happen? It will be converted by the saliva into what we said, sugar, maltose, sucrose. Sucrose are called sugar, student. That is maltose. That is why you do not get a test. starch iodine test. Starch is converted into maltose by the saliva. You do not get that test. And you have the salivary glands, student, inside the mouth. You can see that. So intake of whole food, mouth, teeth. What the teeth is doing? Chewing and grinding the food. Tongue, rolling of the food, tasting of the food. Salivary glands swelling, pushing down the food, secrete saliva plus mucus. Starch, saliva plus amylase converts starch into maltose. Clear? Important. Noted? Saliva contains enzyme called salivary amylase. What is the enzyme which is present in the saliva? What is the name of the enzyme? Salivary amylase. Salivary. Anything can be a question in the paper, student. Note down everything. Salivary amylase. It breaks down starch, which is complex, to give simple sugar. This starch is complex, student. This is broken into simple. What is that simple sugar? Maltose. Maltose, student. Okay? The food is mixed thoroughly with saliva and moved around the mouth while chewing by the muscular tongue. While chewing by the muscular tongue. Okay? Do you experience this? Now, when you will eat the food, be careful. Okay? When you are eating the food, be careful. All this is happening. So you will take the food and chew it well. You will not eat food fast. Got my point? If we will eat food fast, what will happen? Then this process is not going to take place. The starch is complex molecule. It should be converted into simple sugar, which we have shown here, maltose. What happens then, students? Now it is necessary to move the food in regulated manner along the digestive tube so that it can be processed properly in each part. The lining of canal has muscles that contract rhythmically in order to push the food forward. The food is eating, it has to be pushed forward, pushed forward. So canal has muscles that contract rhythmically to push the food forward, and this movement of food is called peristaltic movement, which occurs all along the gut, student. The food is taken to the stomach through the food pipe or from the mouth. Okay? So food is taken to the stomach through food pipe or the stomach is large organ which expands when food enters. So now the food will go where? Stomach. And this stomach is large organ. Is a large organ. What will happen to this? It will expand, student, when food enters. तो स्टोमक क्या करेगा? एक्सपैंड कर देगा जब फूड इसके अंदर जाएगा. तो पैरासिम्पैथिक मूवमेंट्स आर देयर, स्टूडेंट, which are pushing the food to the stomach. So stomach is large. Muscular walls of the stomach help in mixing the food thoroughly with more digestive juices. Muscular wall. What are there, student? Muscular walls are there. Where? Of the stomach. Of the stomach. What will happen? They help in mixing the food. Mixing the food, student, thoroughly, student, thoroughly with more digestive juices. देखो, what they say, if you take too much of food, it will not be digested. If you take less food, it will be better digested. Why? Because all this process is taking place in the body. It will take time, student. Mixing of the food will take place now. If I eat too much, what will happen? It is not going to work. It is not going to work. ठीक है? अब फूड कहाँ पहुंच गया? स्टोमक में. What happens in that? Gastric gland releases hydrochloric acid, a protein digestive enzyme called pepsin, student. Called as pepsin mucus. Enzyme pepsin acts on food and hydrochloric acid facilitates the action of pepsin, student. So there are digestion in stomach is taken by gastric glands, students. Gastric glands which are present in the walls of the stomach, they release hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, student. What they release? Hydrochloric acid. HCl. ठीक है? A protein digest enzyme called pepsin. Pepsin क्या है? Protein digesting enzyme. It is an enzyme, student. Enzyme. So pepsin is an enzyme, student, and the mucus. Hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium. This release hydrochloric acid, a protein digesting enzyme called pepsin, and mucus. Hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium which facilitates the action of enzyme pepsin. ठीक है? It will create an acidic medium which will create enzyme. What other function do you think we served by acid? The mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach. Mucus, there is a mucus which protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of acid under normal conditions. Under normal conditions, students. Note down everything. So we have often heard about adults complaining acidity. You have heard the problem of acidity, student? Lot of people are complaining of acidity. What it means? Excess acid. If there is excess acid in the body, student, then we experience irritation, indigestion, and you know what people are taking to relieve acidity. What you are taking, salt or some syrups which are basic to neutralize the acid, student, to neutralize the acid. ठीक है? Hydrochloric acid is important. You have seen what is the role. Digesting it, enzyme pepsin mucus acts on the food, and hydrochloric acid facilitates the action of the pepsin. Also, student, there are certain germs inside the food. They are killed by the hydrochloric acid. They are killed by the hydrochloric acid. The stomach acidic food enters small intestine, the longest part of alimentary canal, and this is regulated by sphincter muscle. Complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein, and fat takes place in small intestine. In small intestine by the secretions of liver and pancreas. Liver and pancreas. So there is a liver and pancreas also, they have important function, student. The stomach is regulated by sphincter muscles, which releases small amounts into the small intestines. From stomach, the food enters small. This is the longest part of the alimentary canal, which is fitted into a compact space because of extensive coiling. Small intestine, there is a extensive coiling inside this. It is very long, student. Extensive coiling. इस तरह से आपने देखा coiling होती है बहुत ज्यादा. Because length of the small intestine differ in various animals. Different animals have different lengths of this small intestine. It is not the same length. Intestines. ठीक है? In various intestine, herbivorous eating grass need a longer intestine. Herbivores. What are herbivores, student? They eat grass. Student. They need longer intestine. They need longer intestine, student. Why? Because cellulose, grass contains cellulose. that is a complex organic compound. ठीक है, cellulose to be digested, because longer intestine to digest cellulose, cellulose, and meat is easier, ठीक है, to digest carnivores. What are carnivores? They eat meat, student. They eat meat. So carnivores have shorter intestine, which is easier to digest. So there they have shorter intestine, student. So the intestine depend extensive coiling length of small intestine differs in various animal depending on the food they eat. Herbivores eating grass longer need longer small intestine to allow cellulose to be digested. Meat is easier to digest, hence carnivores. Tigers have shorter and small intestine. Tiger have smaller intestine. What else is there? Bile secreted by liver. What the liver does? Secretes bile, makes the food alkaline, and acts on large globules of fat into smaller so that the enzymes can act easily. So the liver function is very important because it will secrete bile which will make acidic food alkaline. Acidic food alkaline. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. You say the pancreas will do what? They will secrete pancreatic juice which contain enzyme trypsin to break digestive protein lipase for digesting the emulsified fats. You are getting uh, proteins, so they will have to be digested, student. So there are what we are saying enzymes, trypsin to break the digesting protein, lipase for digesting emulsified fats. There are fats and proteins, student. So there are enzymes which are coming from pancreas. The small intestine is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrate, proteins, fat. It receives secretions of the liver and pancreas for this purpose. Food coming from stomach is acidic and has to be made alkaline for pancreatic enzymes to act. Food is acidic. You have said hydrochloric acid secretion. So it has to be made alkaline. ठीक है? Food has to be made alkaline for the pancreatic enzymes to act. Bile juice from liver accomplishes this. So liver will give bile juice to make it alkaline. This in addition to acting on fats. Fats are present in the intestine in the form of large globules, which makes it difficult for enzymes to act upon them. Bile salts break them down into smaller globules, increasing efficiency of enzyme action. So there will be students enzyme which will increase the action and break down bigger molecules into smaller molecules. This is similar to emulsification action of soaps on dirt that we have learned in chapter 4. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice which contains enzymes like trypsin for digesting the proteins and lipase for breaking down emulsified fats. Walls of small intestine contain glands which secrete intestinal juice. Enzymes present in it finally convert proteins to amino acids, complex carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into fatty acids. So you important thing, student, the food which you are eating is very complex. What food you are eating? Proteins, student. They have to be broken into amino acids for the body to be digested, student. These are complex organic compounds, students. And then what you have, student? You have complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates, students, like cellulose, etc. They have to be broken into simpler one, glucose, student. And you have fats, students, which you are eating, and it has to be broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. So this breaking down process, it has to take place. So there are enzymes, student, which are required. Enzymes will do, they are called biocatalysts. There are enzymes which are required to do this process. Student, they are biocatalysts. Biocatalyst, student, they will speed up the breaking down of these. The pancreas are secreting pancreatic juice, which can enzymes like trypsin and digestive for digesting proteins. So trypsin, here there is a trypsin, student, which will break down this into amino acid, student. And lipase, lipase is there for these fats. So these are enzymes, student, which are coming to break down these fats and big globules into smaller particles so that this can be digested inside the body or the stomach, student. What then happen? Digestive food is taken up by the walls of the intestine. The inner lining of small intestine has numerous finger-like projections called a villi. There are finger-like projections. Small intestine has numerous finger-like projections. Finger-like projection, student, where they are present in small intestine. ठीक है? Which increases the surface area for absorption. The food is to be absorbed, student. Whatever now you have, this will be absorbed, student. What happens? Absorption. And this needs larger surface area. Larger the surface area, student, better is the absorption. So what will be done? This finger like villi, they increase the surface area. What they do? They increase, student, the surface area for absorption. They are richly supplied with blood vessels which take the absorbed food to each and every cell of the body. So what will happen then? The absorbed food is there. Absorbed food must reach each and every cell of the body, student. Okay? You have a body, student. Every cell needs food. So where it is coming from? Absorbed food by the villi. Villi are richly supplied with blood vessels. There are blood vessels inside the villi. They take the blood vessels of the villi. They will take the absorbed food to each and every cell of the body where it is utilized for obtaining energy, building up new tissues and repair of the old tissues. Clear? Is it clear? What the villi are doing? There are blood vessels. They will take the food to each and every cell of the body. The food will go to each and every cell of the body because they will provide energy. They will build up the tissues and repair the old tissues. There's a damage of the tissues or dead tissues. Then all these new tissues have to be formed. Who will do that? How it will do? The blood vessels are there in the villi. The absorbed food is reaching every cell of the body. Then what will happen next? The last part, the unabsorbed food is sent into large intestine where more villi absorb water from the material. The rest of the material is removed from the body by the anus. The exit of the waste material is regulated by sphincter, students. So students, unabsorbed food, some unabsorbed food is there. Unabsorbed food. Where it will go? This is sent into large intestine. It will be sent into large intestine, student. Large intestine, where its wall absorb more water from the material. So the walls will absorb more water from the material, student. This has a lot of water. They will absorb more water. The rest of the material, student, what will happen? Water is absorbed. Rest of the material, what will happen? Is removed, student, from body. from body via anus. Via anus, student. The exit of waste material is regulated by anal sphincter. तो आपका एक्सक्रीशन प्रोसेस जो है, आपको पता है सभी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म जितने भी एनिमल्स वगैरह ह्यूमन बींग्स है, एक्सक्रीशन प्रोसेस हो रही है, तो वो एब्जॉर्ब्ड जो फूड है वो दैट इज सेंट टू लार्ज एक्सटेंट, देयर एब्जॉर्ब वाटर, और जो रेस्ट ऑफ द मटेरियल है दैट इज रिमूव फ्रॉम द बॉडी वाया एनस. इज इट क्लियर? टेल मी.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the end of this part where we have seen student the nutrition in human beings. So now we understand, student, the food which we are eating, how it is getting digested inside our body. So which is that food pipe, long one, student, and which are the various parts of the body? What is the function of liver? What is the function of a pancreas? What are enzymes inside the body, student? Hydrochloric acid role, and then uh, how the food is coming out, exit the waste materials from the body. Therefore, students, this ends the topic here. We will send you the recorded videos also, which you can watch on the YouTube. And please share our recorded videos with your friends so that they can learn science. Then I will see you in the next class. Okay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.